Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
This is the digital asset investor. I wanted to tell you about Tim Draper and what he said this week. For those of you that don't know, Tim Draper is a billionaire tech investor, and he runs a hedge fund, I believe. He came out this week and he said that the crypto market will hit $80 trillion in the next 15 years. I think he's being very conservative there. I believe that that's more like 5 years. And I think a lot of exciting things are going to happen inside of that 5 years. But I just wanted to illustrate today for you just how big this is for you and I, and what it really translates into. And I want to tell you up front, before I go over this, I was going to go over a couple of quotes that he said in this article and illustrate to you what's been going on and how he looks at it, because this guy is a billionaire and he's been investing in technology his whole life, and so he knows. It's not like he's just some guy. This is a guy that knows what's going on. All he does is he goes to these different cryptocurrency conferences and things. He's plugged in, about as good as you could be plugged in. So when he was talking here, he says he's got a couple of really good quotes in this article that I wanted to go over with you. The first one is, the internet started, he's referring to how we're in the down market right now. He says the internet started in the same way. It came in big waves, and then it kind of came crashing down. And then the next wave comes, concentrated but much bigger. And I suspect the same thing will go on here. And so he's referring to the internet and how you had the bubble, and then it crashed, and then eventually you had all of the healthy and the really good companies came along and were hatched out of that. And then there's another quote here. He says the internet went after industries that were, he's telling you how huge this cryptocurrency thing is. The internet went after industries that were $10 to $100 billion markets. Cryptocurrency will go after $1 trillion markets. These are finance, healthcare, and insurance, banking and investment banking, and governments. And so that's just how huge that this is. It's part of the reason that I got so into this is twofold. I was a financial advisor, and I was plugged into all of this right around the time that the internet boom had happened. And so I saw all of it firsthand. And this, to me, has always looked like the internet's second coming, but bigger, because it's about money and finance. So what I wanted to do on your Saturday, and maybe this will make your Saturday, is just put this in perspective, just how big this is. What if Tim Draper's right? Now, I've told you all along, I believe that the market's going to go from anywhere from 20 to $100 trillion, the crypto market overall. Now, keep in mind, the numbers that I'm using here, this is all extremely ballpark, because nothing is going to be exact. It's impossible for me or anyone else to give you an exact figure. But I just wanted to illustrate for you a ballpark of what this means for the value of XRP. Because ballpark, yes. The total market cap today of all cryptocurrencies is $202 billion. Tim Draper is saying that in 15 years, I think it's more like 5, that we would be at 80 trillion. If you divide this into 80 trillion, more or less what he's saying is that the market is going to go up. It was exactly 300, if you divide that out, 396 times what it is. So just for interest purposes, I multiplied the current price of XRP times 396, which is what it came to. That puts XRP at $110. Now, I personally believe that that's a low estimate. Because that's assuming that all of the market just rises exactly like it is. And like I told you, I'm just ballparking this because it's an interesting thing to look at. But what I really believe is that XRP is going to exceed all of these cryptocurrencies. I believe in the end, it's going to be many times more than. And when I say more, I don't mean like the Bitcoin price is $6,500 because of Bitcoin's supply. Bitcoin has a much less of a supply. But in terms of value, the percentage increase, I believe XRP will exceed all of these in the end. But even if it doesn't, I believe this market's going up to the low end of 20 trillion to the high end of 100 trillion. And in all of those scenarios, we all do just fine. So I hope you enjoy your weekend. I don't know, a lot of you don't know, I went to Auburn University, so I'm going to watch the Auburn LSU game today, and I want all of you pulling for Auburn University. Alrighty, I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. Please subscribe and hit the like button. And if you haven't gotten your Ledger Nano S, go in the description of my video and get a Ledger Nano S so that you can keep your digital assets safe. Thank you for listening.